Alright, number 11. The Ruger Mark IV. This is the target model, and apparently I scratched the crap out of it. I don't know how. Actually, I do know how I did that. This was in the bottom of our camping bag. Whoops. Well, first, while I'm gathering my thoughts, let's make sure that this weapon is safe. Ouch. Yeah, that hurt. Okay, first gripe. Magazine disconnect. I hate them. I don't like when a gun tells me what to do. So, yeah, magazine disconnect. Dislike that. When this gun came out, the day that I heard about it, I happened to be walking through a Sportsman's Warehouse, and I saw it on the wall, and I was like, is that a Mark IV? And the guy was like, yeah. Holy shit, I'll take it. So, that's how this came to be. I had a 2245 Tactical Solutions, whatever. I don't even know if they're still considered a Mark anything at that point. Just because they're so bastardized into something that's, I mean, not as, you know, it's not this anymore. It's no longer as classic. And the reason that I don't have it anymore was simply for the fact that if you guys remember the 3, the 2, and the original, they were horrible for takedown. They were absolutely insane. And you had to have like a doctorate in taking the gun down. So before it used to be, you know, this whole ordeal here where you'd rip fingernails off, and now it's literally just as simple as making sure that the gun is on safe. So white dot showing, you push in here, done. And from there you can pull the bolt out of the back and continue your cleaning from there. So I bought this gun, and I think it was a mistake of packaging, but it rang up as a Mark III, and I paid the Mark III price for it. So I didn't complain, and I pointed it out to the lady, and she was like, oh well. I was like, alright, if you don't care, I don't care. Trigger's awesome. Don't try Fire 22. Told you. Stop doing that. My wife and myself put probably maybe 100 rounds through it when we were camping last, and that's the point of this gun. So when we're out camping, if we see, you know, a squirrel or a rat or, I don't know, you name it, anything that you could actually humanely kill with a 22, it's a fun gun to have. Or if you're sitting around the campfire and you set up cans in your camp spot, obviously making sure that, you know, no one else is around or behind you, it's a fun gun just to have with you. It's really heavy. Its purpose, as it says on the side, is a target pistol. So you have a blued, apparently relatively easily scratchable 22 that weighs a ton, 10 rounds, versus something like the Walther P-22. This thing weighs next to nothing and is clear. Has a hammer block as a safety, damn it, and a disconnect, magazine disconnect I should say. This one is threaded. I added the extension thing for 1/2x28, and this is a really fun gun to shoot suppressed, and it's very similar to my Walther P-99. So this obviously isn't as accurate as this gun, but I would much rather carry this around with me in the woods for, you know, shooting at squirrels or cans or whatever. This gun I bought simply for the fact that it was brand new at the time, and it was priced much cheaper than advertised, so I jumped on it and I got it. I don't regret it, and I would have paid the actual advertised price for sure. I feel that this is a gun that I will be able to hand down to my kids, and they will be able to hand down, and so on and so forth. This one I've had for the better part of 5 years, and I've never had a single problem with it. It's ate every single round of ammo I've ever put through it, and that's really hard to say with a 22. For what this gun is laughably reliable and laughably accurate, and this is always on me. Let me rephrase, this is always with me. This is either in my messenger bag or my backpack or my car, my glove box, you name it. I bring this thing everywhere. Having this gun with a loaded mag and a box of 50 rounds of 22, why not? Worst case scenario, you get stuck somewhere and you need to make loud noises so somebody can hear you. There you go. $300. I would buy both of these again without hesitation. I absolutely love 22. Obviously, I'm not condoning that you would carry either of these for self-defense. This is just kind of going through my collection and giving you impressions. I believe this gun came with 2 mags. I need to find where my wife put all of my mags. If you've watched any of the other videos, you'll see that most of my magazines are labeled. On these, it's quite a bit harder because it's all just stamped steel or aluminum or whatever these are made of. And there's not much surface for them to stick to. Now that I say that, I realize that there is actually. Both of them great guns. Again, generationally, this is a good gun to hand down. And if you see one, it's on sale. And even if you aren't a target marksman pistol guy like 22 Blinkster, still totally worth getting. Why not? I love this gun, I love shooting it. It's still fun, and it's cheap to shoot. So, good camping guns, good cheap options. And to that note as well, this is a good intro gun. It feels like a 1911. You get basic fundamentals down with something like this if you're teaching or training somebody how to shoot. Or if you're going more combat oriented, you could go from this to a 9mm relatively easy. So, lots of different uses for them, and I can't really see you spending your money on either of these and regretting it. A lot of people argue that the P-22 is inferior to insert blank because earlier runs of these had problems. I understand that to be true, however, in my experience, again, the internet is a wealth of information, however, not always a great source of good information. The general populace might say something and it may be true. My experience is this is run flawlessly, as has this.